So explanatory view explains, right? This is an explanatory view from Astro Studios, and it shows that this arrow shows that this thing goes inside of this thing. It shows that there's an optional strap. It shows that there's a sliding door right here for connectors. And there's lots of call-outs. I never saw that one before that says sucking info. What is that about? So this is an external cradle, output, light inside. So any features, like if you've got a light on your drill, you know, there's a call out here that points to the light. This is explanatory view for hard shell luggage, I guess it is. They've also combined it with the orthographics in this case. You see the orthographic views right here with the explanatory views. So let's zoom in on this. And these are all on D2L. So that arrow says there's a CD pocket right there. And this arrow, I think, is showing that the handle swings up.
These are for personal use, not for, I mean, this is not something the client would receive, right?
But yeah, a client would receive this.
Oh,
This is how you explain to the client what you're thinking about and how it works. Yeah, no, the client does see this. So there's lots of call-outs on here. Fold down handle, and then here it shows the handle, that arrow shows the handle being folded out. Whoops. This is one that I did a long time ago. It shows speed pack made big enough for laptops. So you're showing somebody putting a laptop in there. And the note says large enough for laptop computer and 3-ring binder. Built-in latch, and can't read that, something release. My lettering's not very good. Fold out legs become tripods. See this? See there's a little arrow here, and this little leg folds down so they can stand up when you load it. This is a little tutorial on arrows. This is also on the D2L site. This top arrow is showing a nice proportioned arrow. This one is saying that the head of the arrow is too short. This one is saying the head's too long. This is showing arrows in perspective on the product. Sometimes you want to do this. You want to show it right on the product. In the perspective plane. This is, they're lifted, they're in perspective with the product, but they're lifted away from the product. So you guys are going to need to put arrows. That's a requirement for this assignment, that you have some arrows. And you're going to have to decide what is the best way to use those arrows to explain what's going on your drills. Now they're separated completely. Sometimes you don't want to do this because it covers up the design. It covers up some critical part of the shape that you want to communicate. So maybe you want to separate the arrows completely from the product, like this.
Can the arrows be like translucent, like where you still see through? Just an outline of the arrow, or
Can be. It can be. In fact, some of the ones from that Astro sketch were like that. Yeah. So you use arrows. In this case, you're using an arrow to show that this door slides, right? So the arrow's in front of the door, kind of like guiding the door out, sliding. There's a lot of decisions you have to make in an explanatory view. See, this one is better than this one because the arrow's oriented the same way the door is oriented, so it gives you a better visual connection between the arrow and the door compared to this one. This shows the door rotates down, so the arrow is curved. This shows the knob rotates, so the arrow is in perspective rotated.
Would you do like an arrow on both sides if it goes both ways? You wanna let them know it goes counter?
Yeah, you would go,
Yeah.
counter rotating arrows, yeah, one going left, one going right, yeah.
You just put an arrowhead on both sides.
On both, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you can put an arrowhead on both sides, true, or you could split the arrow in the middle.
What?
You could split it, or you could just, go like you said, put another arrowhead right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So there's all three of them. There's what you were talking about right there on the side.
What if you want to like push a button, like tell them to push a button?
Answer your own question. It's kind of how it is.
I mean.
The arrow would be going down. I think there'll probably be an example coming up.
Okay.
This is another thing you can do to arrows. You can put accelerating separated lines, which kind of gives it more action, more movement. You see this one right here? Here's a twisted arrow, which shows like something turns as it moves out.
Why are there double arrows on that?
Right here?
Yeah, right
It's
there.
heavy.
It's heavy.
That's a good question. I don't think you really need it here, but sometimes if there's two corners, like there's this point here is rotating and pivoting up to end up here, and this point here is rotating and pivoting it up to end up here. So sometimes in this kind of a case, I would use two real thin arrows, not fat ones like this, one on each side, to make it even more clear what's going on. But it's not required. There's some judgment calls you guys need to make. This is a twisted one, so that handle twists as it comes out. What does this one do?
It comes out and it goes down and out.
Yeah, right. Is this another Astro? I don't see any arrows here.
It's okay to have it all cluttered like that too.
I don't like, these are too cluttered. Yeah, I think it's confusing to look at, it's too much. But there's still a lot we can learn from these. Yeah, so here this arrow says open, and it shows that panel coming down, and then it becomes a foot rest to stabilize the bump. These are just showing some arrows shaded with thickness. I think that's where we started.
So, we don't have to draw the whole product, like the full product, to show a different perspective, we just show parts of it,
Right.
like in some of them?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Like, if we wanna show a knob or something.
But I'm throwing a curve, well, it's not a curve. I'm throwing another learning opportunity at you. I want at least one hand, these are Chin Lee sketches from when she was in my sketching class.
That's pretty good.
That's her friend. And there's ways, oh, I thought I would show you. If you're not comfortable drawing hands, what you can do. What's funny?
Is it draw a foot? You said if you're not comfortable drawing hands, somebody said draw a foot.
Oh, yeah.
Like the power-
It's a foot operated drill, I understand. I think it's in another, so like, I'm not that good at drawing hands, so all I do is I take a photograph of my hand on something that's about the size and shape of the drill, click, and then I use that as an underlay. I use Photoshop to make it bigger or smaller. I guess you guys maybe haven't got into that with Photoshop yet. To fit my sketch, and then I use it as an underlay.
Say you had like a switch where it was, you know, those double switches where you can hit the top or the bottom and it goes reverse or forward, you know what I mean?
So you see what I did? I just showed it on one side and I said forward and reverse. Maybe I could make a note that says
No, I'm
opposite
talking
sides.
about like for the trigger itself.